Om Shanti. Good morning, Diamond Morning. Today Baba is making us understand how to imbibe this knowledge. And every day he gives us the knowledge so the knowledge can trickle in the intellect. And we have to become aware of the power and effect of the knowledge on our minds, intellect, as well as are we using the knowledge to transform the sanskars. And so there is constant check within the self. So that's why we say it is applied spirituality in our lives, in our daily lives, because every day he gives us the method, the yuktis, to become equal to himself. So let's listen to Baba's sweet versions of the 14th of November, 2022. In the essence, Baba says, sweet children, follow Srimad, become pure and clean, imbibe this knowledge, and then do yukti-yukt service. That is service with great tact. Don't become arrogant, but maintain your pure pride. Question. Due to which one aspect does the Father have to give you such great knowledge? Answer. The Father gives you such great knowledge in order to prove that the creator of the Gita is the incorporeal, Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. The biggest mistake they have made is that they have put Shri Krishna's name in the Gita instead of the Father's, the purifier. You have to prove this. You have to create various methods for this. Show the difference between the praise of the Father and that of Shri Krishna. The song of Baba's Murli, to live in your lane and to die in your lane. Beautiful song. Om Shanti. You children heard the song. It says, I have come to your door to die alive. Whose door have you come to? The same things come up. If Shri Krishna were the God of the Gita, as they say, these things couldn't take place. He is the Prince of the Golden Age. Shri Krishna didn't speak the Gita. The Supreme Father, Supreme Soul spoke the Gita. Everything depends on this. If they understood this one thing, all the religious scriptures of Bharat would then be proven to be false. All of those things are of the path of devotion. They are stories of physical rituals, going on pilgrimages, chanting, and tapasya, etc., written in this. You have been making so much effort on the path of devotion. There is no need for any of that. This is a matter of just a second. The Father has come. Why has he come? To give you so much knowledge just to prove this one thing. And this one thing is, who is the God of the Gita? This is the same ancient knowledge that God alone gave. Everything depends on the Gita. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, came himself and taught easy Raja Yoga and knowledge for the establishment of the deity religion. That has now disappeared. People think that Krishna will come once again and speak the Gita. However, you now have to prove very clearly that the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul, who is the ocean of knowledge, spoke this Gita. The praise of Krishna is separate from the praise of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. He is the Prince of the Golden Age, and he gained his fortune of the kingdom by studying easy Raja Yoga. His name and form when he is studying are different from when he attains the fortune of the kingdom. You have to prove that he was at first impure and that he then became pure. Krishna can never be called the purifier. The purifier is only the one Father. The same Shri Krishna soul that has become ugly is now once again studying Raja Yoga from the purifier and will become pure. The same Shri Krishna soul that has become ugly is now once again studying Raja Yoga from the purifier and will become the prince of the future pure world. You need methods to explain and prove this. You have to prove this to foreigners. The Gita is the number one jewel of all scriptures, the mother of all scriptures. Who gave birth to the mother? The Father himself adopts the mother. It would not be said that Christ adopted the Bible. People made the Bible out of the teachings that Christ gave, and they continue to study it. However, who gave the teachings of the Gita, which people made into a book and continue to study it? No one knows this. They know about all the other scriptures. You have to prove who it was who gave the teachings of this easy Raja Yoga. The world continues to become tamopradhan day by day. All of these thoughts can only remain in a pure and clean intellect. Those who don't follow Srimad are unable to imbibe knowledge. Srimad says, you cannot explain anything at all. Baba instantly tells you the main thing is to prove that the God of the Gita is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. He alone is the purifier. People say that he is omnipresent, or they say that he is the Brahm element. Without understanding anything, they continue to say whatever enters their minds. The whole mistake has been made in the Gita by them calling Krishna the creator of the Gita. So You have to create methods to explain this. Baba used to tell Guptaji, explain and prove to people in Banaras that the God of the Gita is not Shri Krishna. Conferences now take place in Delhi. They are inviting all religious people to discuss what they can do for there to be peace. Excuse. However, it is not in their hands to establish peace. Excuse. However, it is not in their hands to establish peace. Excuse. They say, "O purifier, come." Therefore, since they continue to call out, how can impure ones establish peace? They don't know the purifier. They say that he is Rama, the king of the warrior clan. But Rama isn't that. They call out to him inaccurately. They don't know anything. Who would go and explain this to them? Very good children are needed. There are many who consider themselves to be very knowledgeable, but they are nothing at all. There is the example of the mouse who found a piece of turmeric and thought that he was a big grocer. It is number ones. You need great tact in this because it can be proved through this that God created the Gita. They say, whoever it is, all are God. Baba says, God speaks. And what God says, I adopt that Shri Krishna soul who takes the full 84 births and is now in his last birth. I name him Brahma and give you the knowledge of the Gita through him. Through this easy Raja Yoga, that Brahma then becomes the first prince of the golden age. This explanation is not in the intellect of anyone else. Amongst you children too, your intellects don't have that pure pride accurately. You hold so many exhibitions, etc., and yet you haven't proved this. First, correct this mistake and explain how the Srimad Bhagavad Gita is the mother and father of all scriptures. Who was its creator? Christ gave birth to the Bible, and that is the scripture of Christianity. Acha. Who is the father of the Bible? Christ. He is not called the mother and father. There is no question of a mother, dear. It is here that you have the mother and father. Christians have competed with the Krishna religion. Those people believe in Christ. Baba is again asking the question, who spoke the Gita? Which religion was established through it? Baba says no one knows these things. They would never say that the purifier, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, created this sacrificial fire. You can understand from the picture of the cycle that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, truly did give this knowledge. Radha and Krishna lived in the golden age. didn't give themselves knowledge. There has to be someone else who can give knowledge. Someone must have helped them pass. Who gave the knowledge for the attainment of the kingdom? The Bible says fortune is not made by itself. It is a father or a teacher who makes your fortune. A guru gives salvation, but no one understands the meaning of liberation and or salvation. But no one understands the meaning of liberation or salvation. There is salvation for those of the family path. Liberation means everyone comes to the Father. No one understands these things. They've opened great big shops of devotion. There isn't a single shop of real knowledge. All of them are shops of devotion. The Father says, all the Vedas and scriptures, etc., are the paraphernalia of devotion. You cannot attain me by chanting, doing tapasya, etc. I give you children knowledge, and I purify you. I grant salvation to the whole world. You have to go via liberation into salvation. That is going to the soul's world and then coming back into salvation, which Baba is calling the family path. Not everyone will go into the golden age. This drama is predestined. Whatever you were taught in the previous cycle and whatever pityas were made, they're being made now too. Once this big mistake is corrected, and this mistake Baba is referring to is, who is the God of the Gita, you can tactfully make these pityas. They say that the world is standing on the legs of three religions. The leg of the deity religion is broken, and this is why the world continues to shake. At first, the world remained first class, standing on just one leg, and that one leg is referring to the deity religion. There was just the one religion, which was called the undivided kingdom. That one leg was then lost, and the three other legs emerged. They have no strength at all. The three other legs, or other religions, fighting and quarreling continue amongst them. They don't know the master at all. And because of not knowing the master or the father, what would they have become? Baba says, they have become orphans. You need great tact to explain to others. The main thing to explain at the exhibitions is that the God of the Gita is not Shri Krishna, but the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, whose birthplace is in Bharat. Krishna is corporeal, whereas he is incorporeal. His praise is separate. Make cartoons with such cleverness that you can prove that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, spoke the Gita and made Krishna become what he was. It is said that the day of Brahma is knowledge, and that the night of Brahma is devotion. It is now the night. Who establishes the golden age? Where did Brahma come from? Where did he come from, even in the subtle region? The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, adopts Prajapita Brahma. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, first of all, creates the subtle world. They have shown Brahmadya. There is no father of the people there. Where did Prajapita Brahma come from? No one can understand these things. In the last birth of Krishna, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, made him his chariot. Baba says this is not in anyone's intellect. This is a very important class. A teacher knows what a student is like. So would his father not know? This is an unlimited class of the unlimited Father. Everything here is unique. In the scriptures, they have shown annihilation and confused everything. They say destruction took place and everything was completely destroyed. They didn't show any continuity and transformation of the world and the souls. So Baba says, you know that Krishna did not speak the Gita. So what he did then? Why is he praised so much? So Baba is saying here, he just listened to the knowledge of the Gita and attained the royal status. Baba says you have to prove that the God of the Gita is incorporeal Shiva and that these are his virtues. Bharat became like a shell because of this mistake. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, has now placed the urn of knowledge on the mothers. It is the mothers who open the gates to heaven. Note down all of these things and explain them to others. Devotion is in fact for householders. This is easy Raja Yoga for the family farm. We have come here to prove this to you. We should tell others like this. We have come here to prove this to you. You children have to do everything very tactfully. You children have to show, in brackets, reveal the Father. Always stay cheerful, unshakable, stable, and intoxicated. Very interesting point. Always stay cheerful, unshakable, stable, and intoxicated. As you progress further, such children will definitely emerge. A Brahma Kumar or Kumari is one who enables others to receive the inheritance for 21 births from the Father. So Baba is defining a Brahma Kumar or Kumari is one who enables others to receive the inheritance for 21 births from the Father. There is great praise of the Kumaris. Mama is the main one. That one is the son of knowledge. That is Shiv Baba. And this one, Brahma, is the incognito Mama. Hardly anyone understands this secret. Temples have been created to that Mama too. There is no temple to this incognito old Mama. Brahma Baba is like Mama, so Baba is referring to him like this incognito old Mama. We are the mother and father in a combined form. Krishna is the prince of the golden age. We are the mother and father, that is how Baba comes into the body of Brahma. They're both combined, and he's calling him the incognito old mother. So he says, we are the mother and father in a combined form. Krishna is the prince of the golden age. The praise of the God of the Gita is separate. He is the purifier, the liberator, and the God. Therefore, the praise of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is completely separate. How could they be the same? The main thing is, what is the main thing Baba keeps referring to? Who spoke the Gita? The Vedas and scriptures, etc., are all children of the Gita. All the rest is the paraphernalia of devotion. Nothing like that happens on the path of knowledge. Acha, okay. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bapdada. The spiritual father says, Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say, Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for dharana, points to practice for today. First point, perform every task very tactfully. Show or reveal the Father by remaining cheerful, unshakable, and stable in the intoxication of knowledge. Second point, prove the new and unique things of knowledge. Baba's blessing for today. May you be a yogi soul and makes the impossible possible with the power of silence. The power of silence is the most elevated power. All the other powers have emerged from this one power. Even the power of science has emerged from this power of silence. Because the scientists had to go into deep silence to come up with all these methods and very intricate things of science to give the results they want. So Baba is saying here, very interestingly, even the power of science has emerged from this power of silence. With the power of silence, you can make the impossible possible. What the world says is impossible is easily possible for you yogi souls. They say that God is very elevated and brighter than 1,000 suns. But from your experience, you say, what we say? We have attained Him and have become merged in the ocean of love with our power of silence. And the slogan for today, those who become instruments and carry out the task of renewal are true servants. Om Shanti. And the Murli continues with invaluable versions of Mateshwariji. And the theme is the contrast between souls and the Supreme Soul. So Mama says, souls and the Supreme Soul remained separated for a long time. And a beautiful meeting took place when souls found the agent. Who is the agent? Brahma Baba. When we say these words, the accurate meaning of them is that souls became separated from the Supreme Soul for a long time. A long period means that souls became separated for a long time. These words prove that souls and the Supreme Soul are separate identities. They have an internal difference, but because worldly people do not recognize this, they say that the meaning of these words is, I, the soul, am the Supreme Soul. However, due to the veil of Maya, they have forgotten their original religion. Then when the veil of Maya comes off, then souls are like the Supreme Soul. Some people say that a soul is separate in this way, and the other people say that a soul is separate with the meaning of I, the soul, am the Supreme Soul. However, because souls have forgotten themselves, they have become unhappy. Only when souls recognize themselves and become pure will those souls attain the Supreme Soul. They say that souls are separate in this way, but we know that both souls and the Supreme Soul have separate identities. Neither can a soul be the Supreme Soul, nor can a soul merge into the Supreme Soul and become one. There can be no veil on God. Veil is like blocking the vision for recognition. Mama continues with another topic. Only by breaking the karmic bondages can there be peace of mind. That is, you can attain the stage of liberation in life. So Mama says, in fact, each human being definitely has a desire. And one desire that each human being has? To attain peace of mind. And this is why they have been trying so many things, but they have not as yet been able to attain peace of mind. What is the real reason for this? First, it is necessary to think what the main roots of peacelessness in the mind is. What the main root of peacelessness in the mind is. The main reason for peacelessness in the mind is that you are trapped by some karmic bondages. Until human beings become free from the karmic bondages of the 5 vices, they cannot become free from peacelessness. When karmic bondages break, you can then have peace of mind. That is, you can achieve your stage of liberation in life. You now have to think. So what do we have to think now? About how to break those karmic bondages. Very interesting point. We have to think about how to break those karmic bondages. Who it is that can free you from those? We know that no human being can give this freedom to another human soul. We know that no human soul can give this freedom to another human soul. It is only the one supreme soul who can settle the karmic bondages. And in that too is not that he settles it without us making effort. We have to connect with him and make our effort using him to settle these karmic accounts. He himself comes and liberates us from karmic bondage with the powers of knowledge and yoga so applied. This is why God, the Supreme Soul, is called the bestower of happiness. Unless you first know that you are a soul whose child you truly are, and what your original virtues are, only when this enters your intellects can you break your karmic bondages. We only receive this knowledge from God, which means that it is only through the Supreme Soul that our karmic bondages are going to break. Om Shanti. So very deeply Mama explained how to settle these karmic accounts. She said, unless you first know you're a soul, whose child you truly are, and what your original virtues are, only when this enters your intellect can you break your karmic bondages. So that is very applied knowledge in our daily lives to make our special effort. So let us ponder on these points and make some special effort to break these karmic bondages. And as Baba said in the Murli also, prove who the God of the Gita is. Om Shanti.